kom maar alles mee te doen en hier wat knapt ook wat er wat gebeuren. Ik kan nou nog een beetje aanmaken. Dat zie je daar nog wel. Ja, mooi.
Hello there, and welcoming us to part 2 of this video series about King's Day. We have this Astor Chapel Noord. This is a lovely looking French Pacific locomotive. So, going across the pond, we have this Astor Reno locomotive from the United States. Go. So going over to narrow gauge, we now have this really nice looking Isle of Man locomotive, Mona 240 tank locomotive, pulling some appropriate Isle of Man rolling stock.
Ik kom maar alles mee te doen en hier wat knapt ook wat er wat gebeuren. Ik kan nou nog een beetje aanmaken. Dat zie je daar nog wel. Ja, mooi. Weet je dat je pak waar je met de foto kan. Ja.
Sticking with the theme of a tank locomotive, we now have a standard gauge German 64 class locomotive pulling some mixed goods stock. So at a slightly lower pace we have my narrow gauge roundhouse Bertie locomotive pulling some Vestinjog Railways bow-sider stock.
Ja,
So away from the gauge 1 tables, we're down by the river, and just beyond the bridge there you can see the skyline of Rotterdam city centre. We've got two other facilities here by Stormpolder. Here we see the ground track. In the background there you can see our elevated track, that's 3.5 and 5-inch gauges. So as you can see, very popular with the public. It's roughly 250 meters long, this circuit, so it gives the kids a nice run.
هذه ساعتها بس واحد بالواحد ما أقدر ما حبيته.
So back on the 45mm gauge table, the last locomotive we're featuring today is this scratch-built narrow gauge DAPRA locomotive. So in amongst all the push bikes that were parked up were two rather old motorcycles. I'm not an expert, absolutely not, so that's why I'm asking you guys. Anyone know anything about these two motorbikes? I know this is something called a Sawyer, and I understand that's a French make of motorcycle. I've got no idea what this thing is besides that. If anybody knows any more about this machine or about Sawyer themselves. As an Englishman, I've never heard of never heard of this French make, but I'll be interested to know. So, and this was the second machine with the rather bulbous fairing on the front with the headlight and the tank combination, I think. No idea the make. I think that's supposed to say trophy on the tank.
Serieus? Ben je goed, joh? De school? Doe ook.
So that's the end of the video. Looking forward to anybody that's got any answers about the motorcycles, and as always, I hope you enjoyed this video. Bye bye.